time to chat before we went live.
Yeah, I know we usually do, but what can I say?
It's been a great one.
What, the chat backstage or the last week?
Oh, the last, hour and a half?
Oh.
I don't know. I've been up for 24 hours, so... The fact that I'm still conscious, I'm mildly surprised about.
I get it.
I mean, to be fair, I've been awake, all day, so...
I mean, so have I, and all night.
Well, depending on how long this goes, could be all night for me too.
Well, and I've got church in 2.5 hours. Oh, this is going to be an interesting day. You're going to go to church. Kim's awake, by the way.
Hi, Kim.
Not by choice.
Anyhow,
yep.
So how's everybody's week been?
Everybody here's been sick.
Your turn, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm sequestered in the in my recording studio. So I'm staying away from it.
Got it. So you're not officially plagued yet.
No.
Got it. The rest of y'all, we're gonna pretend you don't exist for a while.
I really enjoyed that last video you did too, by the way, Game Masters.
Oh, the medication or the polyhedra plus, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so it's funny. So, we killed cable. We got rid of cable satellite TV years ago. And when we got our new high-speed internet and went over to various streaming services, but I'm still too poor to get like the good fancy streaming services. So we have like the cheaper versions, and you're forced to watch commercials. And so we're watching, whatever it is we watch. Any name a show, we're watching it. Name a movie that's on streaming, Netflix, whatever, we're watching it. But every now and again, commercials will pop up, and I swear every single one of them is for some kind of a medication. Whether it's like if you got dry eyes, they've got a medication for that. If you've got a droopy meh, they got commercials for that. If you've
got the other kind of downers, they've got the uppers for you.
Right. Yeah. And so I mean, and it just guys like I gotta come up with something for like gamers. There's gotta be something out there. What and I knew that I wanted to come up with some kind of a goofy little thing like that. But what cinched it for me was, and I was telling you the one for a dry eye, there is a if you can find the commercial for it, at the bottom of it there is a disclaimer that says whatever, insert name of whatever drug is, we don't know how it works. That's what it says at the bottom of it. So it's like, oh, I'm 100% stealing that. So I put in there, the way polyhedra plus works is unknown. So I had to put that in there. That was funny.
Well, now I have to go watch it. I thought it was like an actual review. I'm like, I don't want a dice roller app.
No, it's just something completely 100% made up in my own mind.
Well, I was gonna mention, I meant to message you directly, but I have to say you write really well. because I can tell that your stuff is more scripted. It doesn't seem like you're going off the cuff,
Yeah.
but it's written really, really well, and you deliver it really well, and I appreciate that.
It's all Chat GPT. No, it's no. I mean, that's part of the reason why it takes me so damn long to make a video. And I appreciate the words. I appreciate that.
Sure.
It's I mean, I'll sit there and I'll write something. And yes, I mean 99% of what I'm doing is scripted. And I mean, if you watch my stuff, I mean you'll know when I'm going off script, because I mean I'll do pauses like I just did, and I'll start looking off the camera at the phantom zone area of my office, because I have notes that I tack up on the wall back here, like bullet points that I want to make sure I cover. Even though it's in the script, I just put bullet points up in 2 different spots in my office that are kind of reminders of, even though it's all written down for me, I still want to have, I like the ability to be able to go off script a little bit every now and again and extrapolate. So.
Well, it was just something that I noticed, and I'm like, I should point that out.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
So, anyhow, and then we've lost
Seraphis
Seraphis.
Leaves. Seraphis, the STD leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
I mean, he is Australian, which is trying to kill the world. So,
Oh, I don't know.
STD
I
seems
don't
appropriate.
think he's trying to kill the world.
No, Australia is.
I don't think so. Is Australia trying to kill the world?
That's why it's an island. It keeps everything in there contained.
We're not
No,
an
I just
island.
think that everything in Australia
They're
is trying to
continent.
kill. Yeah, that's they're. Yeah. I'd love to visit Australia.
We were going to, but then my boss couldn't. Well, I don't know if it's wouldn't or couldn't get the time, because so we were planning this 2-week cruise that Disney went for Australian summer. We'll send the cruise ship down there. And so it'll go from Hawaii to Australia, and it takes 15 days.
Yes, come join us being on fire.
That's fine. But it's just but it's also super cheap. It's $2,500. Okay. For 2 weeks, all inclusive.
Not bad.
Yeah. But it's okay, well, if I'm going to go to Australia, I'm not just going to get on a cruise ship, go to Australia, and then when I get there, just get on a plane and come home. I would like at least a week.
I want to explore and check it out.
Right. What limited exploration I can do, but I'd like to do that.
Right.
Anyways, so figured we need at least 3.5 weeks. And basically my boss just couldn't get anyone to reply to him saying, okay, yeah, this is fine. This is approved. I've got the vacation time for it, because
just being able to take that much all at once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Apparently 2 weeks, not a problem. Beyond 2 weeks, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So anyways, so we ended up not going. So
Seraphis, where the area that you're in, what is the hottest, what is the high that it typically gets where you're at?
I keep hearing sweater weather is really all I get out of him.
I hate you with a blind passion.
I know.
No, so typical summertime weather is around 38 to 44 Celsius.
Okay. Celsius, yeah.
Um,
which is
However-
about like 90 to 115.
150?
115.
15. Okay.
Um, However, we've now had our second summer in a row where it's been a cold summer. So it actually hasn't been that high consistently. Go back 4, 5, 6 years ago, and like we were getting sprees of like 44 degrees Celsius at minimum during the day, and at night it wouldn't go below 28 degrees Celsius.
Wow. Okay.
And as I said, 44 degrees minimum. We had a week there where it wouldn't drop below 48. We had several days of
That's
like
pretty warm,
52.
yeah.
Do you want to do the conversions, Brian?
That's
Well-
what I'm looking up right now.
Well, okay. Well, I'll put it this way. Actually, here's the easy thing, Brian. 50 degrees Celsius is 122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And so then roughly 2 to 1 from there.
Yeah. So like 44 is 111 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's pretty warm. I mean, we're not too terribly far off. I mean, not so much on a consistent day-to-day basis, but we have had our fair share of 105, 106, 110 days. But for us, it doesn't last for weeks. But it's also, when it gets that hot, it's also a very humid heat. It's not a dry heat.
We get dry, and also even with the current spree of like 26 degrees that we've been having at the moment, it's also still extreme UV.
Yeah.
So even if there's cloud cover, like we had the other day, like it bucketed down raining several times, but the UV meter was still extreme the whole time.
Right.
So, I could have gone outside for 5 minutes and then come back inside and been sunburnt in the rain.
I get that.
Yeah.
So I mean, so what I'm hearing is it wouldn't be entirely unpleasant should one want to come, over to Australia. And I understand that your area is one spot in Australia. The rest of us all there too. I don't know. I'd still like to go over there and visit.
it's still on my bucket list. It was just,
Yeah.
it was just dealing with, corporate bureaucracy. So
I get it.
I will say, if you do come here and you do travel to another state, don't have vegetables on you, or fruits rather.
Right.
Fruits
Yeah,
and veggies in general.
We have similar issues here in the States. Although, I mean, traveling from one state to another state, having fruits and vegetables is not that big of an issue. It's you can't take any to Hawaii and you can't bring any from Hawaii back. But ironically, you can order mangoes shipped from Hawaii and have it sent anywhere.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me, but okay.
the government never does.
Exactly.
See, with ours at the border, we always have fruit and veg inspections, which of all things, that probably sounds weird to you guys, but we have a serious fruit fly problem in Australia. So, like,
Makes sense.
Yeah, basically it just all has to be trashed. So yeah, it's basically encouraged if you've got like an apple or banana or something that you haven't eaten, eat it before you get to the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not completely consistent, but I think it depends on like seasonal factors or what's going on. But like going from Arizona to California, there's always an inspection station, and that's like the only thing they ask. Do you have any fruits,
Yeah.
vegetables?
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
and if you go into Canada or from Canada back into the States, it's the same thing.
Hmm.
Only they also ask for about alcohol.
I don't buy alcohol.
I'm pretty sure you're required to have alcohol in your vehicle here. But
Open and in the front seat.
no, not opened.
Oh, come
Otherwise
on.
the
That was
cops-
funny.
No, otherwise the cops can take it.
Because they're going to drink it themselves. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Good old Australia.
Yeah. Drive-through bottle shops, that's the best. Good old bottle O's.
I like to go in and browse though.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine a Macca's, right?
Mm-hmm.
The drive-through, and you've got like, your little alcove thing that you drive through.
Yeah.
And like you've got order box and then you go around and whatnot. Imagine that as a big long tunnel, and on either side of you is just rows and rows of alcohol in fridges.
Yeah, I get that. I understand how and I've seen that, but okay, I would feel bad because I would want to stop and like put the car in park while I look. And I know I'm just pissing off the guy behind me because all he's wanting is a quart of vodka. He knows what he wants.
They're
I
double
just want
lanes.
browse.
They're
They're
double
double
lanes.
lanes.
So there's a parking lane.
Brian, you're safe. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm still paranoid about it.
No,
I'm always trying to please everybody around me.
There's designated yellow parking spots. You can just pop into those in the drive-through and just start browsing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
My last trip, I picked up a keg of Fireball.
Huh.
A keg of Fireball.
A keg of Fireball, yeah. Yeah, it was 1, 2, 3. It contained 3 1.75 milliliters of Fireball. Three of the equivalent. So basically, 3.5 gallons of Fireball.
That's a lot of Fireball.
Yeah. Mix it with a touch of Sprite. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna pass, but I appreciate the suggestion.
Oh, I haven't had any of it. We've had it for about 3 weeks, and I haven't had any of it yet. I just got to be in the right mood.
I mean, it's Fireball. From my understanding, is there ever a right mood?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know, with everybody in the house being sick, and I don't like to drink if I got to go to work the next day. So, that kind of eliminates it there. And
But it's the week between Christmas and New Year's. Is anybody really working anyways?
no, but I mean, everybody, like I said, everybody's been sick. So, I've kind of had to be on high alert in case, somebody needs something.
That's
I need
fair.
I need some cough medicine.
For a fact someone has been working.
Wait, what?
For a fact someone has been working.
Not me.
No, Grim.
Oh, that's true.
She's making us big dollar bucks.
Oh,
Hey, Grumpy. So, did you want your topics tonight?
I mean,
Because you suggested them.
I was just throwing it out. If you don't like the topics, that's fine.
Well, we've got what we got for Christmas and what are gaming plans for New Year's.
Which apparently you hated both of those topics.
Yes, but no one else came up with anything, so that's what we got.
Okay. Well, why don't we start with you, Seraphis?
I got nothing for Christmas.
Okay. So I've been meaning to ask,
Uh-huh.
but it does always get kind of awkward.
Yep.
So instead, I'll just do it like live in front of everyone because that'll
Sure.
be less awkward.
Sure.
So is that because nobody likes you or because you don't celebrate Christmas? Or was it just like a budget thing?
Okay, so Grim and I have a thing where rather than do Christmas presents specifically for each other at Christmas time, we just get things for each other through the year, right?
Got it.
For me, I don't really have any attachments to Christmas, so I don't care. Unfortunately, I'm part of a massive family who are all obsessed with Christmas. And she's part of a family that also is obsessed with Christmas. So
Okay.
I had to do, 2-3 days of Christmas.
But do you at least like the family?
I
Now,
like,
bear in mind, they may be watching.
no, they're not. I like my family. I'll put it that way. I'm lukewarm on Grimm's family as a whole.
Yeah, but you don't. At least you don't dislike them. So there's that.
That could be a little less racist sometimes, though.
I mean, I think we all can. I think that's fair.
Once the stream ends, I'll give you an example of just the kind of things that they say. Trust me, this isn't a little bit. I've been having to tell the boy, re-explain some words that he shouldn't be using.
That's always fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. No, and anyways, I just like when I said, "Oh, well, we can talk about what we got, gaming wise for Christmas." And you're like, "I got nothing for Christmas." And then I'm just like, "Well, that's a little awkward." So,
Yeah. Well,
but it also makes sense.
I could have also said that, my parents are dead and, I'm not close with my sister. So, there's no immediate family. It's all like relatives that I celebrate with.
I think the first thought that went through Brian's mind was, is he Jewish?
No, it
is
was
he Buddhist?
No, so here's
he knows I'm way too non-Zen to be Buddhist.
Honestly, my biggest concern is so lately I've been working a ton of overtime. So I've kind of gotten to spoil myself a little bit. I've bought a few of the surprise boxes from Palladium. I've been able to get, extra things that are just fun because we have some extra money for it. And so honestly, it's just a big concern of mine that I'm just kind of bragging and not being considerate of others in whatever situation they're in. So that's more why I was concerned.
Oh, I mean, if you really want the backstory here, like, basically, I accidentally, one year when I was little, discovered that it wasn't Santa planting the presents under the tree. My mum got upset about this, but I told her, I don't care. I like it more that it's her. And so we had a more relaxed Christmas, basically. But, Christmas kind of got a bit of a damper when a few weeks before Christmas your mum dies. So
Especially when you have that kind of a bond.
Yeah.
You know, that I honestly that is an absolutely adorable story.
Yeah. Oh, there's an even better one. Because she wasn't much of a sci-fi person, but when I was first diagnosed with my medical condition, I would have trouble sleeping, and so sometimes I'd be up at night. And one time it was a Tuesday, and Star Trek would be on it late at night, right? And I was up. She obviously got up, saw that I was awake, and came into the lounge room with me, and we were sitting watching this episode of Deep Space Nine. And it was a ROM episode with his mother. She laughed her ass off when she heard him calling her Moogie. And from then on, that became my name for my mum. And she loved it. Absolutely just thought it was the funniest thing. So yeah, that we had a really lovely bond. But, you know, she died before I was even 18, so yeah. I've spent more of my life without my mother than I have with her.
Yeah, and see, and that's where like I'm blunt, and like I like to say I'm curious, but I think I'm more just nosy. So, you know, instead of, you know, asking the question behind the scenes like I probably should have, you know, instead it's like, oh, here, we'll just do it out in the open. But no, but I can understand why you personally don't necessarily put as much emphasis on Christmas. So, you know,
Yeah.
The I didn't get anything for Christmas doesn't sound as horrible now.
Yeah, but then I was with my relatives over Christmas, and I didn't get anything from them either. Even though we supplied one of my aunts with, I'm going to say, a generous carton of wine bottles.
That's fair.
She's probably used them up by now.
It's been 4 days.
Yeah, and it was only 6 bottles. And we had Christmas and Boxing Day since then.
Yeah, that's one thing I've never understood. Like we don't do Boxing Day at all here.
For us, we don't really do it either. It's kind of just an extra holiday.
Right. Actually, I'm gonna go with Grumpy. Did they at least get the kids something?
Yes, and I want to kill everyone.
They got all the noisy toys, didn't they?
They didn't just get noisy toys. They got crafting toys.
You got glitter, didn't you? Also known as craft herpes.
Because it never goes away.
Because it never goes away.
That's the current state of the lounge room. I will murder everyone who gave them crafting stuff and stuff that makes noise. Because why would you do that to me? I show these people nothing but love and kindness, and they repay me with this.
Hold on, Seraphis. We've met you. No,
I can sometimes be nice.
Again, Seraphis, we've met you.
I haven't murdered you two yet. It's clearly a good indication that I can be nice.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you this. Of all of my interactions that I've had with Seraphis, I have never once gotten a nasty vibe from you.
I'm just teasing him. 'Cause it's
Well,
easy.
yeah, but I mean, many a joke is or many a truth is said in jest.
That's fair. That's fair. I just like ribbing Seraphis. I think it's because I don't think he's.
That
I
means
actually
something
do think
completely
he's a good
different
guy. Wait, what?
Ribbing means something completely different here.
Ah, fair enough. The American interpretation.
Mm.
I mean, you could have just you could have easily just have said, "I enjoy poking Seraphis."
I mean, who doesn't?
I'm game if you are.
I will lose that game of chicken, just so you're aware.
And I
Every
will
time.
win it.
Now that shut him down.
Yeah.
So I grossed out a table of people because me and my cousin were told to roleplay out our engagement together, and we decided to, because we're pretty comfortable with each other, but also we like to fuck with other people, basically.
Mhm.
And so we just went all out on describing our characters like engagement. And we grossed out an entire table of people. So yes, I win chicken a lot.
I lose chicken every time. Just pretty much shouldn't even play. We'll just put it that way. But anyways, to get back on the topic, I mean, like it, like for me, like that's like as long as the kids are enjoying it, that's more what I care about. Like for me, it like even though my kids are all technically grown, as long as they have a good Christmas morning and as long as Kim has a good Christmas morning, that is honestly all I care about. Anything else like a few years ago, I told the kids, all right, because it was also like pretty much we'd just been buying stuff for them, but finally it was like, you know what, they need to be better about giving gifts on their own. And so like none of them really had jobs, so it's like, okay, I'll give you all $20 and you have to get something for your brothers. Okay. And then eventually it was like, okay, your brothers and your mom. And then they got jobs, and it's like, okay, now you still have to do it, but now you have to use your own money. But watching the evolution, the thing is, like, again, it was your brothers and your mom. I don't care about me. I buy crap that I want all the time. I don't need people to give me gifts.
Well, plus you also have you can tout that guilt over everybody else. Well, see, I got all this stuff for you. Y'all didn't get me anything.
Yeah. So, but yeah, because but this year, like, I know, like, my oldest and my youngest chipped in and got me the new D&D history book. That everyone's kind of upset about because of the
controversial one that threw Gary Gygax and others under the bus.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. Which, that was the funny thing, is I opened it and I'm like mildly conflicted because it's like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. And you look at the cover price, especially, it's like, all right, so they clearly, quote unquote, I mean, my son told me, he's like, yeah, I got a good deal for it on Amazon. I'm like, okay, I don't care if you got a good deal. The cover price is still And that book is massive. It is absolutely massive. I have heard that outside of the intro, it's actually really, really good. So,
well, I mean, it's a reproduction of the original modules. I mean,
it's not just a reproduction. There's a lot of commentary on stuff from what I can see. I just flipped through it a couple of times. But anyway, but it was one of those things where I opened it, I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. Oh, I know what's in the opener. That's kind of horrible. Whatever. My kids did it. They thought about me. It's something, and that's the thing. I even tell them every year, you don't have to get me anything. And then they went and got me something like that. So that was cool. I didn't know you could, like, that Restream would let you do that little.
Yeah, I was just having a look around while you were talking. So
No, I thought that was kind of cool. Anyways, but yeah, so that's kind of always been my approach, is as long as everyone else is having fun, I'm going to enjoy it. So, but anyways, so for gaming stuff, I got the D&D book. I forget the name of it, and I'm not seeing.
well, it was very memorable.
No, the Sentinel Comics role-playing game. I got that. I saw it on Amazon cheap, and so Kim grabbed it for me. But it's also based off of Sentinels of the Multiverse. Which is a card game that I actually really like. So it's kind of I'm interested to see how it adapts. Grumpy, the kid is in the hobby. Yes, he plays D&D. I actually got him the new Dungeon Master's Guide for Christmas. I know he didn't know about the intro. Just because he doesn't necessarily follow that kind of stuff, and you're right. The intent, like I said, the initial reaction was, okay, this is really cool, and I was not expecting that book to be that thick and that heavy. So I was totally impressed. It was the intrusive thoughts that come after the initial reaction, but I have since pushed those down, and it's fine. I can just skip that first page, and read everything else. So, yeah, I was not trying to downplay the gift at all. I absolutely acknowledge the generosity and the kindness behind it.
see, I just wasn't plainly interested in that book just because I just don't want to give WotC any money, or Hasbro.
And in general, I agree with you. But again, like Grumpy said, my kid's not digging in on like the minutia of all the stuff that happens online.
I couldn't give a rat's ass about the shit that's happening online half the time. Unless it's got to do with like the OGO and stuff like that, which, varies depending on actually how much it actually affects your game and stuff.
Right.
Because, not a D&D content creator on Drive Through RPG or anything like that, so.
Right. No, exactly. That again, my youngest and my oldest, as far as both of them were concerned, it's a book about D&D, and essentially it's a history book. This is right up Dad's alley. I know for a fact that's exactly what they were thinking. I didn't ask
Yeah,
them.
they're not enthralled with the drama of WotC equals evil, Hasbro equals bad.
And even then, I'm not necessarily on that wavelength.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't want to buy any D&D stuff because it's just really a game I'm not interested in anymore.
Right.
Oh, I feel that.
But it like, and actually I've said this before, like actually not necessarily with you guys. My youngest, starting really early in elementary school, basically depression, thoughts of suicide, all that kind of stuff. And this guy that I used to be friends with, things went sideways with, when Trump got elected, but whatever. But prior to that, this friend of mine, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to be starting a role playing group with, for a bunch of teenagers." And this guy's actually like a counselor. He deals with all sorts of mental health issues. And so he invited my youngest along, and that's how my youngest started to learn how to play D&D. And they were playing 5th edition. So I honestly don't trash talk 5th edition because I'm not going to take that away from him. I've got the whole library.
Than I am.
What?
Then you're a better man than I am.
I mean, I don't care what other people do, but as his dad, I'm not going to do that to him. So for him, he bought the new player's handbook. I was in the store when the DMG came out, and so I originally I was just grabbing it and I was going to make him pay me back, but then I'm like, nah, I'm just going to sit on this and this will be his Christmas present. So yeah, that's kind of my approach to the whole thing.
So, Game Masters, get any nice Christmas presents?
No, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. I mean, I also too had a relative pass away. I mean, this was several years ago, so I mean, it's ancient history at this point. But yeah, a relative passed away on December 22nd. The funeral itself was on Christmas Eve, so that always puts a damper on the holiday. But no, I mean, but I do every year. I still have letters from Santa go to the kids, even though one of them is 20 and one of them is 16. Just because, I mean, it's, it makes me feel good. And I always tout that I don't buy anything for anybody, but our 2 cats, our dog, the chicken, a car that broke down 5 years ago. I took all of those to Walmart and bought stuff for those things bought stuff for everybody. So, my wife got a puzzle that was from one of the chickens. My daughter got something that was from one of the cats. My son got something from the derelict car that's been sitting out in the backyard for 5 years. I didn't buy anything. Those things did. I try to bring the gift of entertainment. That's what I'll try to supply to the family is the gift of entertainment.
And you do.
I don't know. It's entertaining to me. So
Dad's jokes are never appreciated as much as they should be.
I agree.
This is why we are a panel of dads.
Yeah.
Oh, we should, if we ever rename this, we can call it Talkin Dad.
Talkin Dad, yeah. But no, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, if I want something, I'm just going to go get it anyway. You know, I don't beat around the bush. I don't give hints to, hey, this would be a really cool Christmas gift, because I have tried that and I never got what it was that I was hinting at, even though I specifically said, hey, this would be a really cool Christmas gift. So I just go buy it myself. Yeah.
So the funny thing for me is that, like, I'm always like essentially the joke is that I cannot buy a Christmas present for Kim. Like, whatever it is, like, she's
It'll be
just
the
gonna
wrong
hate
thing.
it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the wrong thing. And so, like, this year she just like threw a whole bunch of stuff in the Amazon cart. She's like, get me that. I'm like, that doesn't feel like like, there has to be some sort of thought in it for me for it to count as a gift.
The thought is, I'm listening to my wife, so I don't get in trouble. I'm going to push this button.
Well, but hold on. I did that, but I still didn't like it because, again, it was just like, I didn't do anything except push the button. She could push the button. It's the same button. Doesn't matter.
I know. It comes out of the same account. Yeah.
Right. So finally, like, the 23rd, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I still haven't gotten you anything. I need you to tell me, like, and here's the thing. For me, I don't need you to tell me, buy this thing, because, again, then it takes that surprise factor out of it. But, you know, like, okay, I'd like a new set of gaming dice. Okay, cool. You want dice. I can go find dice, and I can at least then, quote unquote, customize it where I think you would like, I know you want dice. I think you would like this particular set. Maybe it's like the foam brain dice.
Oh, like the Chessex Carnival unicorn set?
Like the Chessex Carnival unicorn set. You know, or if you've seen foam brain games where, like, they put, like, the little, like Kim found me a set of dice with squirrels in them. You know, so, you know, something along those lines. At least, you know, I can put some sort of thought into it. And so I finally got her to do that. And I was able to, like, go, like, she wanted like a steam cleaner. And so then, okay, fine. You want that. Great. I'll figure out one. Cool. Here's the one you get. And, you know, she liked it. So, win. And then she had, like, some books saved. So it's like, okay, so there's like 10 books. Fine, I'll get you 2 of the ones that you want. But I'm going to get you a 3rd book that isn't on the list, but is in the same kind of genre. So
little did you know that it was actually book 4.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like on her list, but I mean like, you know, it's part 4 of a 4-part or a 5-part book. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't pay enough attention. Dang it, now I'm worried.
This is why I don't buy books for Grimm, because she has had that happen to her on several occasions. Someone's been like, oh, you'd really like this book, and then she's like gone to look at it and it's like, oh yeah, no, it doesn't seem to be part of a book series or anything. Opened up and it's like,
this is book 7.
These people are talking like there's something established here, then looked online and been like, oh yeah, this is like book 7 of 13.
Yeah. But then I did get her one thing that was specific because she wanted this painting. You can't really, you know, pick a different painting, you know, but Had to go to the store, get it, bring it home.
Is it My Little Unicorn?
No, it's
No, My Little Pony. That's what it's called.
So technically it's based on the scripture where Christ is saying, I would gather you as a hen gathereth her chicks. And so it's a painting of a hen with like 4 or 5 baby chicks, and she's got her wings spread out, kind of gathering the chicks in because she loves her chickens. So anyways,
We're down to 1 chicken left.
we got 6 with 5 freeloaders. And the one that is laying doesn't lay every day.
Oh yeah, ours stopped laying like a year ago.
Yeah, but they're fun to have around.
Oh yeah, she's a trip. She's got a person. This chicken has got personality. That's what's so weird about it. She thinks she's a dog. She comes running. She won't leave you. Like, she won't get within 5 feet. If you go outside, she's within 5 feet of you at all times.
Do you take her snacks?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why.
That's why she's within 5 feet of you. She's waiting for the snacks.
And she'll talk to you. Well, chirp and chortle, but
Sure.
That's her version of talking.
I would want to make fun of you guys for your attachments to your chickens, but I had chickens during high school, and yeah.
So you get it. You get it.
Yeah, I absolutely get it. I had one that ended up being the
Christmas dinner.
she could have. She plumped up enough.
Yeah.
No, she kind of became like the queen of the what
brood.
Yeah, and just absolutely and I swear to God, she was like laying out where in the chicken wire to get out with the other chickens as well. So like it was constantly just a battle to just keep them inside their little chicken pen. And
well, that's this one. I'm like, you keep getting out, a dog is going to get you. And so I'll pick her up, put her back in her pen. Hour later, she's out running around again. And I'm like, God, you stupid chicken.
How tall is your fence
It's
for
about
the chicken?
It's so we have an 8-foot by 12-foot run that she has access to, and it's completely enclosed. It's got the chicken wire and all that stuff. It's got the roof and all that. But we do let her have free reign of the entire backyard. And the backyard itself has got a 4.5 foot fence all the way around it. But she can still flap her wings and get up and over that fence.
So only the hen house that we had a roof and everything. Otherwise, they had a open enclosure in our backyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a chicken wire fence that went up to the fence line, which was about 7 foot high.
Oh,
they would fly over it.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I had one jump literally from the ground level to the top of the block wall, which was about 6.5 feet. And this was my gimpy chicken who only had one working leg.
I had 2 like that. Not necessarily a leg, but just like one had googly eyes. And it did not see properly. And so it would always, like, in the chicken coop, it would always be the one nesting on the ground because it couldn't, like, get up onto the perched area with the rest of them.
It couldn't aim properly.
Yeah. Surprisingly, that one wasn't the one that died first either, which was
Oh, the one with the gimpy leg? I can't believe it lived as long as it did. So I put a lot of work into that chicken. Probably more than it deserved. Anyways.
That main one, I called her Cobalt because she had some blue spots on her, which kind of had a cobalt blue coloring. And I swear to God, she lived a decent 8 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She just,
Wow.
yeah.
That's a pretty long life for a chicken.
Yeah. So, what are we? So 8, 12. So, yeah, 5 years for high school. And then at least another 3 years when she went up to my aunt's farm until she died.
To the farm.
No, we went up there regularly. As I said, distinctive blue spots on her. So,
No. My joke was funny. Thank you for laughing at it, Brian.
we don't
I'm a
use that
laughing
either.
on the inside kind.
So, should we get to topic 2 then?
Sure.
Let's see if I can do this like this. Bloop. I can. Hey.
Hooray!
So, what are the
I'm
game
not
plans?
going anywhere close to New York.
I can't stand you fucking people. Oh my God.
You're the one that put NY. That's New York.
For the rest of the world, it's New Year's.
It's actually New Year's Eve. 3 words.
I didn't write New Year's Eve. I wrote New Year's.
No, you wrote New York.
I wrote,
No.
I hate everything American.
I hate everything American. So
I'll go first. I'll go first.
okay. Brian goes first.
What's the question?
Read the scroll. That's what the question is.
What are the
What's your
gaming plans for
plans
New
for New
Year's?
No.
Absolutely nothing.
Any plans
Brian, your
next
turn.
year?
So, do you want to answer that, Brian, or should I answer the primary question first?
What? Oh, for like extended out for what all of the next year is?
For 2025, yeah.
No, really what we're doing is I'm taking, so we just got finished killing Vecna. That was the big one. And that took from about January to the end of December of 2024 to run that campaign. And true to how I presented it in one of my videos, Vecna unmade everything and took everything back to the very first edition, the little white books. And that's what we're going to play in 2025 is I'm going to start them off with that. We're going to run through the Vampire Princess, that module. And then just for that one specific game, we're going to be running the very first edition of D&D. But then past that, we're going to jump into the AD&D stuff. And that'll probably consume the majority of 2025.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you going to be restricting their classes?
Yeah, it's they're only going to be able to pick and choose what's in the books.
That's going to be so much
What's-
fun. I
yeah,
look forward
what's in
to
the
hearing
white
about
books.
that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's then, and those topics will come up on the channel. So for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
So the only plan right now, outside of continuing the deep dives, is speaking of my youngest son who plays D&D. So like a year or 2 years ago, like I got my daughter-in-law and my almost daughter-in-law. I say almost because my son's been dating her for like 5 years now.
Seal the deal already.
I know, right? Well, they just graduated high school, so anyways, I said, "Hey, for New Year's, why don't you run a game for all of us?" You know, because I'm paranoid about running a game and having it
Yes.
suck.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
but he's run games for his friends before, so hopefully New Year's Eve we're going to get to do that. I think it will be fun. I could also be mistaken.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I hope so. But that's basically my plan.
Hmm.
I'm kind of excited for it.
Sounds like it'll be fun. And that was with the 5th edition?
I have absolutely no idea.
Huh.
It'll be whatever. Like, you know, if he wants to run 5th edition, if he wants to run the Goodman Games version of Keep on the Borderlands, I'm literally game for whatever.
Hmm.
So I just think it'll be awesome.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, the only catch is that I am technically working that night. No, but I was thinking about it. I work from home.
Yep.
And it's gonna be New Year's Eve. So like a lot of times, like I'll start my shift and it's kind of slow. So the couch is right there. So I'll literally just slide over, sit on the couch next to Kim, watch a show, phone rings, slide back over, and do some work. So,
And what is it that you do in a general sense?
inbound,
I mean, answer the phone. I get that. Yeah.
right. Inbound advanced customer support is an easy way to put it. Basically,
If you pay the
people-
company, he'll answer the phone.
correct. You pay the company, I will take your call. So,
what's the type of support that you offer? Like, is it troubleshooting for, like, if I've got a broken washing machine?
it's IT, so server support.
Oh, okay. IT. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your server
that's-
isn't working.
yeah.
You pay me, I will go in and see why it's not working.
Gotcha.
So, and most of the time it's usually, and the thing is it's like prepaid service. So like they pay, like it's part of their monthly bill anyway.
Yeah.
And then they get to call our team.
Boy, talk about an idea for a YouTube channel. Like, of all the stuff I've run across, I don't think I've ever run across like IT horrors. You know? I mean, that would be, I don't know, I'd find that pretty entertaining myself. Like, just a channel that just goes over like all the PC horror stories. You know, like, well, I can't figure out why my cup holder isn't working.
Yeah.
What? No, that's a CD drive. You don't put your cups in it.
It's not exactly a dedicated channel to that, but I'll send you a link to a video later.
Okay.
So the funny thing is that, like, technically for me, like, I don't have a whole lot of horror stories. Mostly because, like, so there was, I know I've told this a lot, but probably not necessarily to you guys. But I saw this meme one time, and basically it was like, describe your job poorly. And what I came up with was, I tell customers why their problems are not my problems. Now, keep in mind with what I just said, as far as what my job is.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is IT related, but mostly it's, it's for website hosting. So, but the catch is, I'm not a website developer. I don't build websites. And 99% of the calls are, well, my site's not working. Okay. Well, your server's just fine. You should talk to your developer and find out why your website's not working. But I'm paying you. I get that. But we already told you when you paid for the service that we don't do this. So go talk to your developer. Well, he's dead. You should find a new one.
Meanwhile,
my
buried in
horror
their
stories.
HTML, it's like they put 2 decimal points instead of 1, and that's what's throwing the whole thing off.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Way more times than I can count. But I don't know. I like what I do. It's fun.
Well,
Mostly.
Seraphis, what about you? What are your gaming plans for New York in 2025?
Bombing it.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a 3.5 game I apparently am roped into running.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. I should have mentioned that.
Yep. And I'm hoping that once the kids are doing regular preschool reception, primary school stuff, this coming year, that'll mean that might actually be able to start doing weekends again with the gaming group. So, like me running games again. So,
Yeah.
Is this a different gaming group or the one that you're already in?
No, this is my gaming group, not the D&D 3.5 gaming group, or as we nickname it, the dwarf game.
The dwarf game.
We're all dwarves.
That's fair. I just thought it was a funny name.
Yeah. We also play a lot of Windrose.
I don't know what that is.
Italian dwarven metal.
Okay.
It's really, really, really cool. You should look it up.
I have a feeling you will send me a link at some point.
I can send you a link at some point, yes. I shall return.
Yeah, I'm actually I kind of forget about the 3.5 game that Seraphis is going to run. But I am looking forward to that. I've run the adventure, but it was many years ago. It was like 20 years ago. But it's the adventure from the back of the Eberron campaign setting.
Mm.
And so I just thought it would be a fun cap to the deep dive
I gotcha. I follow
to
you.
run that. So we'll see how well that works.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. And maybe I will convince myself that I should actually run something at some point this year. I don't know why, but it's a giant hurdle for me to get over.
What?
Like not being paranoid about running something.
Oh, I gotcha. I don't know. For me, I don't know. I guess I've been running games for so long that, I don't worry too much if the players are going to have fun, because I know that they will. But I do a lot of catering to the player. You know, like I very rarely will run a game for folks that I don't know. And because I do know them, I know what they like, I know what they don't like. And so I'll interject, stuff that reflects their personality into the game. And that just helps with the immersion of it. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't had any complaints so far. But I will say I'm starting to get kind of tired. It's a lot of work being a DM.
Right. And yeah, and I absolutely understand that part. For me it's like I think I've sort of oversold what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get the mental burden of having to run, especially if you're the one running all the time.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, it's almost at a point where it's no longer really I mean, it hasn't been a challenge for me in years. And I mean, I do, aside from this the Vecna thing, I've really done very little prep work. I just, because I mean, I've had such a history of running the game. I mean, I've got storylines out the wazoo, and it just doesn't, it doesn't take anything for me to sit down and just start running the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another reason why I'm kind of interested in jumping back in time and checking out some of the original stuff.
Well, and I think it'll be I mean, do you run 5th edition usually?
Yeah.
Okay. And do your players have the same kind of history, or do they mostly just have 5th edition under their belts?
It's mostly 5th edition under their belt.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that can actually be fun, just changing up the system anyways.
Yeah.
It's especially giving them that experience of, okay, this was because you're gonna go back and do 1st edition and just kind of slowly walk them forward.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll see. And the whole point in doing that is to kind of see, which edition that they most resonate with. Right now it's 5th edition because that's all that they've played. That's all that they know.
Right.
And, this is kind of my way of when we, okay, so when I do run, and I say I run 5th edition, but I really don't. I mean, it's really more of a collective gathering of all of the other editions and parts of it that I like.
Sure.
And so what's going to be, it is definitely homebrew. So what's going to be interesting for me is that's really the challenge that I've got for myself, is to strictly run that specific given edition using only the mechanics in that edition. So going back to the very first iteration of it, using the white books, only having access to the material and information that's in those books. So there are no fighters. There's fighting men. There's the magic user. There's the, I think it was a cleric, and and that's what they're going to get to choose from. Well, what if I want to be like an acrobatic assassin rogue? Or what if I want to be a warlock? Well, I mean, you can't.
Right.
You have to figure out how to do all of those things in the parameters of this specific rule set. And then when we get into 2nd edition, or 1st edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, okay, so what from 1st edition that we played did you like? What were some of the elements there that y'all liked? Okay, well, we can let that bleed over into this version of it. And then we'll advance to second edition AD&D, and then third edition, and then 3.5. Fourth edition is where I'm going to have a challenge because I own virtually 0 books from that edition. And then as we morph into fifth edition, I'm going to have them pick and choose all of the abilities and rules and stuff like that they liked from all the previous editions. But the big wrench that I'm going to throw into it is, prior to jumping into fifth edition, we're also going to branch out into other games like Dragonbane, Morkborg, My Little Pony, if I can get that, and have them play those. And again, see if there's elements in those that they really like. And if there are, then we'll let those bleed over into our homebrew fifth edition.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested to see how this experiment goes down.
Yeah, me too.
As for fourth edition, what do you need anything from it?
I mean, I'm reading between the lines there, and I know where to go to get all of that I need. But like I said, I own currently no books at all.
Okay.
And we're still a good ways away from me needing any of that material. So,
well, worst case scenario on that one, you can't keep them, but I'm willing to at least loan you my fourth edition.
No, that's not necessary. I mean, it's one of those things for me that we may even completely skip.
Just because of how different it was?
Yeah. I mean, it just was vastly weird.
Okay. I was just making the offer because I
appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. But no, I've got alternatives to that, but it's one of those things that I'm on the fence about. But I mean, we've got the original, advanced second edition, third, 3.5. So I've got 5 editions to move through before I even have to worry about that. That may not even happen until 2027. So, who knows where we'll be at that point.
Probably in my same rut. But we can talk about it then.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, like, I keep the lighting behind me keeps going from like red to pink. I'm not sure if anybody else is noticing that.
I haven't been paying attention to the light.
Like right now, it's very red. Now it's gone pink. And I'm trying to see if it's just me.
It's Seraphis. We're going to blame Seraphis.
Or if I have an electrical issue happening.
I mean, we'll find out when the house burns.
And now it just got darker again. Now it's lighter.
I mean, if you'd stop fiddling with the knob.
No, I mean, I'm
Brian, I was teasing.
No, I mean, it's a fair thing to say because that is something that I would do. In this instance, I'm not. I mean, are y'all noticing it? Like the light behind me? Like, are you noticing it?
Yeah, it's definitely flickering. I literally just saw it.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what's causing that. So I'm wondering if I have, but when I stare at it, when I turn back and look at it, it's not changing. So
maybe it's just a camera thing. Like, does it feel like it? Does it?
Do y'all see it changing now?
Yes. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, does the room flicker and kind of change color, or
I'm not noticing it? That's the thing. So it's got to be camera.
Yeah, my guess would be camera.
Because I'm not noticing like the shadows here against this wall. I'm not noticing it flicker at all.
Cool. Then it's a camera issue.
So
Yeah, that or we've all done too many shrooms.
I haven't done enough yet.
I haven't done any.
Yeah, I haven't either.
So did we finish with the second topic?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Oh,
I think.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No. You go first, and
I
because I'm
insist.
because I'm gonna throw it a complete curveball. So just
Okay. Well, all I was going to say is I think in 2025, I'll finally reveal the mystery of this.
Oh, the
What
dragon ring.
Yeah.
what is that?
It's so at the end of every video that I do, this is sitting on a flat surface that's lit on this side with a fire flickering.
Huh? So it's your Easter egg.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a big Easter egg.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So what were you going to go? What's the
Okay.
drastic word?
Well, so picking up on, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, when we were talking about Lego for D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've come to a realization that if one wants to use Lego for their dungeons, or in this case, anything else, to also look outside of Lego. Don't restrict yourself to just Lego.
Are you about to start talking Timu?
No. Now,
Incorporate some G.I. Joes into it.
no. So there's a company, and I'm not making a bad joke when I say this.
Is this the one you showed me?
Did I show it to you?
Find out soon.
So the name of the company is Funhole.
Not sure that I should look that up.
WHOLE.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you spell it. Let's be honest. Anyways, so this actually goes back to Christmas, because I did ask for this, and Kim got them for me. They have a cyberpunk theme, and they have
That's cool.
right. They have this cyberpunk apartment block. Now the like kind of their selling point is they have built-in lighting kits.
Yeah, I've seen on Amazon folks selling like lighting kits specifically for the Legos.
Right. So this
I've
is
seen
just their
those.
own kit, and they're straight up using like quote unquote public domain Legos, meaning like they're getting the parts made. But
Mhm.
like if you've ever looked at on top of all of the studs on a Lego piece, it
Yeah, it has
says
the
Lego.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. These are all blank. But most of the shapes are the same. They've got some of their own shapes, mostly related to like the lighting kit. Anyways, so Kim got me this. Now the funny thing is, like, so they've got their own style of minifigures. They're kind of odd, but they're also growing on me. We got this guy rocking his cyberpunk glasses
And Afro.
and Bob Ross afro. And then here's some of the others. But one thing also that's kind of cool, all of the figures are named and have backstories.
Hmm.
So, like, I was actually thinking about it, it's like, get enough of this. Like, unfortunately, they still need to expand on the line a little bit more. Oh, by the way, Cyberdog. He's got like little cybernetic prints on him. Anyways, if you wanted to use, Lego type stuff, there's more than just Lego out there.
Yeah, I mean it's cool and all, but like that's $169. I'd have to be one hell of a diehard, you know. And I mean the
True.
same goes with Lego. I mean, for that matter, but sure, I'd have to be one hell of a diehard gamer to invest in that.
True. I'm just using it as an example of, like, okay, the funny thing is, yes, that's the list price, but you can also find it on sale. Like, we actually paid like less than 120 for it.
Still, that's a lot for me. But
no, it is. I my point is more like, I'm just using this one because I have it.
Right. Well, so there's a video idea for you. Instead of painting, put that together.
That's my plan.
Okay.
But it's also really big, and I'm not sure it would work on my little tiny work area.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, just move the camera up to give yourself more space.
Yeah, trust me. I'm wanting to do it. We'll see if I can.
I'd tune in. Yeah, I'd tune in and check that out. That'd be cool.
But
I mean,
then also,
I think what's the cool thing that it's got going for it. Oh, click on Middle Ages. I got to see what that looks like. But I think what's cool and what's got going for it is, those are pretty sweet, is that they light up. Now, do the Middle Ages also light up?
All of their sets have lighting kits. Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
it looks like all the torches
95+%.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
The watchtower there, the fire, right.
This one?
Yep. Yeah, the fire. Yeah, look at that. It lights up.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool. How much is that? $89, yeah.
But again,
admittingly, those are all pretty cool. If I had, maybe if I got, 4 raises up at work and 6 promotions, maybe, but a forge house, that's cool.
And again, main reason that I was pointing it out was there are alternatives. And
yeah.
And even at these prices, like, for something comparable in Lego, the general ballpark on Lego is about 10 cents a piece. Like, so you look at the box, look at the piece count, multiply it by 10 cents, and you're going to roughly get about what the price of it is.
Right.
Like, my Cyberpunk one is 2,500 pieces. And like I said, I paid less than 120 for it. So that's coming in around 5 cents a piece. So technically it is a budget option. But when it's a large kit, then again, it doesn't matter. But again, you could, say you just wanted the figures, like this one right here, the medieval tailor shop, you want a little, little ladies in medieval garb, or the medieval tailor, whatnot. There are other styles of figures out there, not just, you don't have to stick to just Lego. That's my main point, is look for other options, because they might be doing it when Lego's ignoring it.
Which is stupid, but Again, I want to point out that it is absolutely stupid that with the growing D&D RPG scene, Lego haven't gotten back into pushing their their castles, pirates, space
Right?
themes again. Like,
They are and they aren't, but like they did a really cool castle set that's $400.
yeah, but that was an ideas one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was the tribute one to a castle set from the 80s. But
Yeah,
regardless,
Gotcha.
it's $400.
but it wasn't like the space one that they did though, where they actually did a whole set of new space stuff.
Oh, my
So
word.
well, they did a space tribute set that looks like an old school set, but a new model design. But then also again super expensive. But again, they regardless, they're not doing something in a budget style. Like they did the D&D castle. The D&D castle was like $400 on its own. So so yeah, they haven't jumped on that. Although I did get some extra mind flayers from the D&D minifigures.
So they evidently have also done a go back up to collections, go to theme, go to which I don't see. How
Steampunk?
No, hold on, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can share my screen and show you. There we go. So that's the Griswold Holiday House. When you look up Christmas Vacation, I mean, it's pretty spot on. That's kind of wild.
That's probably a discontinued set.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why it's on eBay, but yeah. No, that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean, I
Of
could
course,
see him
theirs isn't
canceling.
lit up like the Griswolds would be lit up, but I'm sure you could always add that in.
There's only so much power you can pump through those LEDs.
Yeah.
Then add more LEDs.
Then add more. But yeah, I just thought it was a fun idea, especially like I also especially like the fact that like they didn't like Lego. It's like, oh, here's a minifigure, go for it.
Yeah.
But for all of these, it's like, oh, here's this guy. He runs the chicken shack, but at night he does, he runs the body modification shop.
Right.
You're like, okay. So, like, yes, you can infer a lot of that story if you want, but it is like, and they only give you like a paragraph. So they're not giving you,
Yeah.
5-page backstories, but just like, here, start with this and run with it.
Right.
So, anyways, there, I gave you a third topic, Seraphis. I'm not sure Seraphis is still awake. So, how about them Mets? Whoop-de fucking. I thought it was a good topic.
What, the Mets?
No.
Well, on that note, I got folks getting up.
I have a good one.
I'm going to try. Y'all have fun.
Okay. Bye, Brian. Good to talk to you, man.
See ya.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one.
Happy New Year.
Same to you. May it be filled with joy
And join us.
and good food. I'll see y'all next time.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me know. Are you going to be covering the Artificer from Dragon Magazine #1 when you start covering the first D&D edition?
So I mean, I kind of already covered it, but no, I don't think that we're going to have the Artificer. Well, okay, now the Artificer may show up as an NPC in the game, but as far as like an accessible class, I will encourage my players to do this. This is what we're going to play. This is the edition we're going to play. But like anybody else in that era, you have access to anything else that would have come out at that time. So if we go back and look at the date that issue #1 came out, if it coincides with that time, then they'll have access to it. However, if they pull out Dragon Magazine issue 127 that wasn't published until 4 years later, no, you won't have access to anything in that. But that's going to encourage them to get out there and explore the world of what's out there.
Yeah.
So
I look forward to it.
yeah,
How
should be
much
fun.
can they break old editions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see what you do.
Yes.
I'm just curious to see what I do. I have no plan. I'm just going in there.
Hey, sometimes winging it is a plan, even in the Hotel California.
That's true. Because, I mean, that spirit hasn't been served since 1969, so.
That's true. Because sometimes, you'll think you've checked out a plan, but then you'll just never leave with it.
Yeah, because you can't ever leave. I mean, you gotta be sure too to always carry your knife to stab that steely beast.
I mean, I don't know much else of the song, so I'm going to assume that that's in there. But
you got to carry your steely knife to kill but they still can't kill the beast.
Oh, okay.
They stab it with their steely knives, but they still can't kill the beast.
I'll be honest, I hate that song.
Oh, love it.
I worked as a lifeguard at a water park after high school. And let's just say that was the year that song had a resurgence. And the radio station that they would play in the water park all day, every day, played that song like every other hour. I'm done with it. But that's just me.
It still makes you laugh, doesn't it?
Every time. Every time.
Oh, Seraphis,
Yes.
what are we gonna do with you?
Well, I mean, it's, your funeral to keep tolerating me, so.
I mean, it's your show.
Yeah, I know. It just keeps going on and on and on and on.
One day, 3 guys started talking, not knowing when it would end.
And they'll continue talking forever just because.
I still can't believe that we've been doing this for 6 months.
Hmm.
What episode is this?
23.
23.
Wow.
And we've got just as many people watching as we did in the first episode.
So do you stream this over on Twitch as well?
Yep.
Okay. So I keep noticing a bot. I noticed it last week. A bot comes on to try to steer viewers away. So
Yep. Yeah. Chuck it onto my Twitch stream as well.
that's one element I've never been able to figure out how to do. I just don't know Twitch.
It's mostly porn now.
Oh, let me go over there real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. Max Liao likes it because there's some feature on it for like highlighting live streams. So he'll do that so that he can more easily, take his live stream and then slice it up. But
Well, that's what the Capellan tells you, but really he's there for the pool party streams.
I mean, what he does in his own time.
The what?
The tag you want to look for is called pool party.
Define want to look for.
And I hate the fact that I've watched other channels that have informed me that that's what the code is called.
Gotcha.
Channels vastly bigger than ours, at least, anyway.
Well, on that note, y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
See you, Brian.
See you next week.
Yep. For whatever this is.
Talking Dad.
No, that can be our Father's Day episode.
That's the Father's Day episode.
Talking Dads. And we'll have all the spouses on.
I've been thinking about trying to change up my studio a little bit. I just don't know what.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I want to change it, but I don't know to what.
I say embrace your inner Cenobite and do what the cube tells you to.
Yeah, I've got several of those.
My issue is that I'm in a constrained space,
Yeah.
but I want, for lack of a better way to put it, I want it bigger without using more space.
So, all right. So here's a question for you. You've got kids that are hitting the age of, shouldn't they be moving out on their own at some point? So when that happens, why not take over a spare bedroom?
When that happens, that is the plan.
Gotcha.
Again, when that happens.
But the cost
Yeah.
of living and rent and
Right. So no, so like I have an idea so I have a table right here. This is where my top-down camera and my
Yeah.
painting desk and everything is. To make that bigger and more or less fit it all in this space, but basically have it big enough so that I can do, because like right now essentially I have like a 12 by 18 inch section
Yeah.
that I can work in, but I'd like it at least like 17 by 22 so that like I could put a BattleTech map out. Because I do BattleTech stuff. So but I need bigger. But I don't want, like, I'm in the living room, so I don't want to take over more of the living room than I already do. So
I've never realized that my shirt glows in the dark.
I'm like, what is going on here? Nice.
I've had it for I don't know how many years. I've never noticed it.
You
Well, on that
remember
note-
if it had a little tag that said glows in the dark on it?
Oh, if it did, I didn't pay attention to it.
Fair enough.
On that note, guys, y'all have a good one.
All right. You
You
too,
too.
Brian. Good chat.
absolute troll.
I fall for it every single time.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to do the opposite of what I would normally do, like by bringing up a big, in-depth topic and then just leaving.
See, that's why I brought up the Dragon Magazine #1 with you, because I thought it was a perfect opportunity for you to just cut out midway.
But no, he went through it and he actually completed a complete thought.
Now I'm unsure.
Well, I need to
bring
get.
up-
I want to change out this mask. I want to put something new right here. That's my Jason Voorhees mask.
Hmm.
I need to do something with that door. I don't know what to do.
Close it.
It is closed. It is closed. I could open it.
I don't.
But I'm not going to get up right now because I'm not wearing any pants.
I'm wearing my dad pajama pants, which are pretty much just as bad.
I'm wearing my pajama pants, but they're pants. So I'm safe.
So they're not basically like a thin veil of fabric pretending to be like clothing.
No, I have worn them out in public. Not often.
Oh.
And like usually to like get food and come back. You know. But I have.
I would never do that in these pants. You would see all my danglies.
Yeah, nope. Not interested. Dang it, I was gonna say something. Now I forget what.
Was it about Little Seraphis?
I've seen a commercial that can fix that.
Forward to me afterwards.
I'll send you a link.
I don't remember what it was. I'm too tired.
That reminds me of the club I found in Cyberpunk 2077. It's called the Dicky Twister.
I need to finish BattleTech so I can start playing that online.
Is 20, is that one like an MMO?
No, single player.
See, that's something that I wonder how successful a cyberpunk MMO would be. You know, like World of Warcraft. I mean, that's, huge. EverQuest was huge.
I would imagine that it would be really, really good, because one of the things I'm finding most about playing it fresh recently
Mhm.
is that I'm kind of, as the main character, I'm having to kind of delve into all the attributes
Mhm.
to spec my character, because diving into one doesn't. I'm missing out on parts.
Right.
Um,
Because you've got to develop this one and this one and this one in order to get over here.
oh,
Right.
It's not just that. It's like, oh, I could do this mission, but if I had like certain like net running capabilities,
Right.
I could hack my way through the majority of this mission. Or then there's other ones where, oh, this is basically me going into a building and killing everyone. So if I was more tank buildy,
Right.
but like there's a lot of parts where like cyberware isn't compatible like that. Like it's the choice of having a Sandevistan or having a cyber deck, you know.
Mhm.
And I don't know which one I'm going for before accepting a mission, and then yeah, it's all kind of.
Well, and another issue though is, from what I have seen, like pretty much every single science fiction MMO fails.
Yeah. I mean, I know the Star Wars ones didn't do very good. Um,
Eve
I don't
Online is
know.
like the only one I've seen
That's what I was
remain
thinking. Yeah, was
successful.
Eve Online. Yeah.
But even
And
then, it's like hardcore like whales that
Yeah.
keep
Yes.
that game afloat.
And we all know what happened a few years ago.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, my understanding is it's almost impossible for a casual to get in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, and that's honestly, that's kind of how I feel World of Warcraft has gone to. And that's one of the reasons that I stopped playing there. Plus, it was a few years ago that what it came out, how how sexist the environment, the working environment was, and how just overall demeaning it was to work there at Blizzard. And I don't know, I kind of lost interest in it. And plus, I hated the day-to-day grind of doing dailies.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it.
I mostly dislike the fact that I never really had a group
Yeah.
to play with. So the whole massively multiplayer thing was lost on me.
Well, I mean, so what was weird is when I first started playing it, I was part of a guild, and I was very, very, very active in the game, and rose in the ranks of the guild until I became kind of co-guild leader. And then the actual person that started the guild was quitting, went on to, I don't know, do whatever, or just didn't have time, got married, something like that. So gave me the reins, and people just by their own, just started leaving left and right. So, I mean, if I were to log in today, I think we've got like 10 million gold in the bank and in the guild bank. And, I mean, this is, of course, from 7-8 years ago. So, I mean, I don't know, if the stuff that's in there is still any good or not. But, I mean, it would be a windfall for somebody new, for sure. I mean,
Right.
there's a lot of good stuff in that bank, but I don't know. I just lost my passion to play it.
Me and my friends played the original Guild Wars and
Mhm.
the expansions for that original first one. We had our guild and everything. We kept it relatively isolated just to us and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, with us, we just kind of life got too busy,
Yeah.
and so it was just like, yeah, you could still keep playing it solo, but
It's just not as fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not just not as fun. You get like you start developing like a synergy
Mm-hmm.
with how you play, and when you're soloing, it's kind of hard to make up for that.
I mean, I'll admit, I think that it would be fun to create a channel where, friends like us get in and play, and we stream that. I think that would be kind of fun to do. But again, finding the game to do that with, that's the challenge. I mean, look at what Bear does. I mean, he gets on and he runs his, whatever role-playing game of the week it is with all his panels, and everybody else watches, and enjoys these live streams and stuff. I mean, the live plays and whatnot. I mean, I think it'd be kind of fun to, and I'm sure there's channels out there that do this, but I think it would be kind of fun to run, a weekly streaming video, whatever, of 3 or 4 people just hanging out playing Warcraft or whatever the game is.
So on a free aspect, I'm slightly biased, but I would be inclined to suggest Warframe.
Mm-hmm.
But on a non-free aspect, especially in a cooperative sense, No Man's Sky has gotten really good with that.
Yeah, it has.
And both of those would be fun with, well, both of you.
Yeah. No Man's Sky has certainly evolved leaps and bounds. It's been a while since I've played it.
Ditto.
Where
I mean, it's been a long while.
I know I played it a little bit.
My only problem is that I've only got No Man's Sky on GOG, so that one would have to be either played on GOG or I'd have to find out whether it's cross compatible with Steam or something. So but that would be fun.
Could be.
I do struggle with survival type games.
Well, I mean, that would also be the advantage of something like Warframe as well, because it's just connect in, run a mission, finish it.
Yeah. And I mean, I've never
rewards.
been into games like Fortnite. I just don't care. Don't care to play those kind of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Warframe, like I'm not a fan of shooters.
But ninjas play free.
I just don't like shooters. I get bored. Anyhow, all right. I just noticed that it's 8 o'clock.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go.
Yep.
Not Brian style go, like actually go. Anyways, gentlemen, this has been fun. Have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you, have a very wonderful New Year's. And we will talk again soon.
Yes.
Yeah, you as well.